Hi everyone, welcome back. So tonight we are making one of my first true winter holiday soaps. So what we're doing here is we're doing a kind of blues, gray blues. You can kind of see my colors down here. So we'll do the lightest white in the front, then the slightly more grayish, then the darker bluish gray, and then the dark night sky. I might change my mind and swap those two so this has better contrast, but we'll see. And then we've got some little trees. I got those molds off Amazon, and then I've got some little stars. If I can break it off, you can kind of see them there, little teeny stars, which came from Lisa at I Dream in Soap. And then I've also got a really nice moon, but of course I don't have a clean edge to show you. There it is, which also came from Lisa at I Dream in Soap. So we're gonna be scenting this particular one tonight in Evergreen Forrest from Brambleberry. I've also added the last little bit of my crisp juniper from Nurture Soap. So a couple things happening, and then we're gonna also put little stars, like I said, in the top, and then our moon, and then I haven't decided how I'm gonna do my top yet. So we'll get there when we get there. So in the meantime, let's make some soap. So I've already started with my stick blender over Meow. And we're gonna go ahead and get our lye solution in there. Put this over here because I am just desperate to drop that tonight. I don't know why. Again, if you're new to the channel, this is lye solution, sodium lactate, raw silk, and powdered sugar. If you're not new to the channel, you can probably say that in your sleep at this point. I would say I'm sorry, but it helps me remember too, if that makes it any better for you guys. And now we're gonna go ahead and add in the goat's milk. This is goat milk from our goats that are outside. I would show you pictures of them if you really want to see, but they're in their little sheds hiding from the rain. Goats don't like getting wet. They are particularly allergic to it, and they will tell you loudly thus. Now I usually soap at room temperature, but I'm actually soaping a little bit warmer tonight. Where did that splash? Not on me, on the counter, okay. Because I kind of want these layers to set up a little bit. I haven't used this Evergreen a whole bunch, so I'm gonna split off the layers and then blend the dickens out of them, and hopefully I'll get away with it to do what I want it to. It says it behaves decently, so hopefully it does. About as much stick blending I'm doing in the main batch, because remember I got to split this off and then make little baby batches from this. I'm also using a lot of embed, so I'm pouring off a little bit more than my normal to the side, which I'll use probably to make more cats or maybe more trees. So that the extra thing you see me pour off, it's not going to Narnia. I'm just putting it off to the side because I'm not going to use it this second. And I usually pour quick enough that I can get away with that. Notice I said usually, because like I'm not had the greatest day in soaping today, so I don't want to act like I got it all figured out, because I feel like today I don't necessarily have it all figured out. So, which is, I guess, one of the cool parts about soap. You know, it's like one of those things of like, it keeps my attention because it is always a little different, and like that's kind of cool, right? Like it's not always the same thing, but it's also not so cool because I can have all this plan worked out and it does it the same way for me every time, and then pretty sure there's a soap god somewhere just like laughing at me, like, oh, bless her heart. She thought she was gonna get away with that. Nope, denied. All right. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do the ombre going up? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So, like I said, I was kind of still chewing on how I wanted to do this part. And this recipe that I'm using is one that was initially inspired isn't the word. I straight up bought Bee from Sorcery Soap's book and I added like one thing that I like to use in my soap into it, which is lanolin. I really like lanolin in my soap. I feel it adds a nice touch. So I did that, and then that worked really good, but I wanted it to be a little different. Let's give you to the wee one, no, the big one. So I wanted it to be a little bit different, so I ended up making a couple more decent tweaks to it, because her recipe as it stands is amazing and feels great on the skin, but it speeds up pretty good. It's a lot of butter, a lot of castor oil, a lot of butters, which is fine, but I tend to do a lot more wonky designs, but it gave me the bones to figure out, like, okay, if I do this and then change it a little bit, can I keep the same really nice feeling on my skin? Because that's what I really liked, right? I wanted it to continue to feel nice. And so now I've got a recipe that is I say my own, but really it's built on the bones of what I got from Bee, which is why when I talk about my soap life, and I joke about, you know, if you want your soap life changed, buy Bee's books. That's where it comes from. You know, this is soap making is an art, and it's a skill, and it's hard, and it's frustrating. You know, I think every soap maker I've ever talked to has told me about how, like, oh, you know, when I first started, I did this and I did that, and I tried this and I tried that, and nothing worked. And how they wasted all this money on recipes and butters and fragrances and micas, and, you know. And so having a resource like Bee is so important, because, you know, now you've got a book, so you can learn from all her mistakes instead of making your own. Which is, it's kind of hard sometimes, right? Like, it's fun to make from your own mistakes, and that's how I learn sometimes. But at the same time, as a small business owner, as somebody who, you know, I do have a job outside of here, but my soap needs to pay for itself, you know, and preferably it needs to pay for itself, the goats, lots of things. So having that resource is invaluable. But what I see happening, and I'm getting a little political here, which I don't usually do about soap, but like, there is soap politics. Like, I'm sure some people who are watching this video who don't know me that well are like, oh God, soap politics. There is, like, there's always, you know, kind of a, you know, you can feel the different areas, and, you know, different people have their own school of thought, and that's cool. I'm gonna blend a bit here. So that's something that bothers me, that you'll see happen, is you'll see someone who, you know, bought Bee's book, and they'll talk about it like they made all these ideas and they invented this, and then they go to sell the same, like, dude, like, that's not your thing to sell. Like, Bee made that. So, you know, the same thing with like designs that other people make. You know, just, you know, be original, be yourself. If you get help, that's cool, and I definitely think getting help from books is where it's at, obviously, because I did, but I don't know, have a little creativity, have some artistic license, you know? Why are you bubbling so much? That's better. So I'm just stick blending the dickens out of this, because I want to kind of shape that first mound. So I think I'm gonna stop it there. Ooh, it smells so piney. But it doesn't smell like pine sol. It smells like, I don't know, the combination's really nice with the fresh juniper. It smells like a little citrusy, a little sparkly, if that's a word for smells. Again, this is why they, you know, no one pays Whitney to describe smells. I'm not very good at it, but it smells nice. I like it. All right. So, I'm not gonna grab my custom craft tool, Cheshire Cat, right now, because I really just kind of want to get this in the mold. And so I'm just gonna get this poured in. You can see my spots where I measured with the trees before. look at that behaving itself. I shouldn't celebrate this soon. I'm sure it's just like waiting to mess with me. And I'm gonna save the rest of that for the top, so I feel like I could probably use it. And we're gonna put our first tree in. Nope, not you, this one. I have 2 trees and one of them is a little bit bigger than the other because I cut more off of one, but the slightly bigger one, I wanna kind of wedge up higher because these actually like to wedge, which is really nice. So I'm gonna pop you in right, hopefully. Oh no, you went sideways. We shall grab the appropriately sized tweezers to the rescue. No, maybe not even that. We'll grab a choppy stick. There we go. Don't want our tree falling over. That wouldn't be nice. Are you on the floor? No, see, I knew you weren't on the floor. Okay. So now we'll get this one blended up and we'll pour that one. And, kind of ziggy-zaggy back and forthy. It's a technical term for that. And then we'll pour our top. So not a super long design tonight, but like I said, I have to move a little faster because this recipe, while it is slightly more forgiving because I've added some more of the softer oils to it from the one I initially got from Bee, it still likes to be thick. Which I understand. I'm a little thick. I've made a ton of soap with the stick blender today. And now at the end of the night, I feel like it's pulling in bubbles. I don't know why. I'm definitely like burping bubbles out of it. It's not cool. I don't like that. Might be a little bit more rustic than I wanted them to be. Can you guys hear that? It's like literally pulling air into it from somewhere. Where? I do not know. Probably down the shaft. Apparently 5 batches of soap is about all this puppy can do in a day, huh? All right. It's about as good as it's gonna get. Pop it in here. Oh, it's starting to get a little thick. Glad I did that. Let's give you a stir too. You better behave yourself, mister. All right. Does anyone else talk to the soap? Is it just me? Admonishing it to behave itself? It's probably just me. Everyone else on the internet's probably like, dude, that girl's weird. She talks to her soap. Maybe that's my secret. Maybe that's my soap witch secret for making this so nice. So now, I'm gonna have to be a little clever with this. Not yet. Where's my, you will do. Because I don't want it to break through. Okay, I will say I am hella impressed. That stiffened up pretty darn good. Let me, really like this gray. It's a nice gray. Okay, pour the rest of you here so we have another little hill. Do I want to save you? No, I don't think so. You're not a very nice color for the top of the soap. Sorry, this probably isn't very interesting to look at while I'm doing this. I'm just trying to scrape out everything. Okay. this up a little bit. I might try to texture it a little bit, depending on how good the next layer sets up for me. Because that bottom layer set up really nice, like super nice. Sorry if you can see my head there. But I need to see. I know you guys like to see, but I need to see too, occasionally. All right. All right, on to the next layer. And I will say, this fragrance behaves very nicely. It's absolutely loosening up this soap. That was trying real hard to not be so fluid. So with the bubbles. Not impressed with these bubbles. How many times can I burp this thing? All right, that time it was my fault. I pulled it up too high. Okay, so if you looked at my design, I kind of had the tree standing off here, but I think I'm going to move it over a little bit because I am running out of time. This is starting to get a little thick on me, and I need to get this in the mold. So let me clean up the space that I've been making a huge, hideous disaster in for the last 10 minutes. Okay. And I think what we're gonna do is just take you, meow. Oh, that's already set up. That is fantastic. This is the one that actually wants to kind of stay where I put it, like a little curtain rod, which, thank you, Little Soap, because that's awesome. Or is that on top of the other tree? I feel like it's too close to the tree. Let's move you over. Yeah, that's better. Be careful I get soap down there, because that's gonna wanna be gross. Okay. Clean that mess up later. I almost want to make this like a little bit lighter, a little bit grayer. Just added a little bit of titanium dioxide and some more gray. Hopefully I doesn't make it too light. Yeah, that's better. I didn't want it to compete with the sky too much, and I felt like that was a little too close to the sky. All right, that's better. Okay, so let's get you down the side here first. I'm not going to put a whole bunch more in. I'm going to save some of this. It's kind of these subtle gradations, not super peaky. It's a hilly Silent Night, not a mountainous Silent Night. Okay. Put you over there. All right, now it's time for you. And this is where a well-behaved fragrance oil can save your patootie. Because if you guys saw, that was very much thick trace, and now it's, I'd say, you know, thick to medium, but medium is very pourable, and it's pourable smooth. Speaking of pourable, I should bang this a couple times. Haha, see? I knew I had air bubbles. Okay. Anyway, so it's, you know, medium pourability, which is good. That's acceptable. That's what we want. Okay, let's get you started here. Alright, that's the first. Let's get some stars in. And I still have it angled because it's not going to make a difference to this soap, but it is going to make a difference to the soap underneath it. So when you are doing a design like this, make sure you think about, you know, what could be the future of it. You know, how is it going to affect it? I'm trying to sink that star down a little bit. I want to put my moon in here-ish, I think. But I want it over here, maybe. Let's put it over here. I always put the moons to the other side. Let's be a little different. Let's be daring. Daring is not something I usually am. I am like super boring in real life. I'm the person, like, you just have to like kind of look at me the wrong way and I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it, it was me. Meanwhile, it's like I didn't return a book on time. Okay, almost there. I really wanted my night sky to be very starry, so I'm putting a lot of stars. I think that's starting to overwhelm my ability to put stars in here. One more. Okay. All right. I will take this guy. Is there hair on me? God bless. There is. Ugh. And we're gonna scoop him in here. Scoopy, scoopy. Okay, now we're gonna get this one. Same thing, we're gonna scoop it in. So I'm wanting to avoid air bubbles, right? Like, especially with a design like this, like that moon is begging to have an air bubble in it. And I really don't want it to, because I really like it. I love how crescent it is. It's a very strong crescent. So now we'll straighten that out. No, not you, I don't like you. Does everyone else have a favorite spatula? Is that also just me? I'm like bearing my soul today in my soap session, man. Favorite spatula, talking inanimate objects. All right. And I saved soap from the other tops, but I kind of like how blue that is. Oh, let's just do it. Let's just leave it blue. I like the blue. It's a really pretty blue. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna, ooh, we can use a little bit of mica drizzle. That'd be nice. Let's do that. Again, I don't know why I talk like that. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. Clean up our soap top here. Oh, I got soap on me. I don't feel it yet. It's a little concerning. All right, let me go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Let me clean this up, including myself. All right, so I just got a little bit of this silver mica drizzle, and I'm just gonna get some dotty dots and just do a quick little design, and then we'll put our stars on it. Maybe do a little starry glitter. Okay, that's enough. Hit a star. Star or moon? I think it's a star over there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna clean this up. I gotta get rid of all this, and then I'll come back and we'll do the top. Well, it's been the next day, and we are now going to cut this soap. So hopefully we're going to see a nice little tree lower, a nice little tree higher, and then a nice moon. And I ended up changing this out instead of snowflakes for stars. So let's see what I got. Do our little end piece first. Oh, yay. Okay, my tree got a little tilted, but the rest looks really cute. Aren't these so festive? Oh, I'm really happy with these, except for the part where I just got some schmutz on them. Goodness, Whitney. All right, let's cut a couple more actual bars. Oh, yay, it looks so cute, and it looks just like my picture. Look, I did it. Did it. Okay, I will cut the rest of these and I'll put it to music so you have to listen to me being self-congratulatory. I just had a really bad week, and it's nice that something went right, so let's cut the rest.